What's going on, everyone? Thanks for stopping in. Today we're starting the project for the green pickup I've mentioned in the past. If you are new to the channel, you have no idea what I'm talking about. I have a 98, let's backtrack, let's start over. I have a 2002 Silverado that I recently swapped a 6 liter into, which is up there. There's more videos than that will be coming, but there's older ones if you want to go back and check them out. This is the 5.3 that I pulled out. I have put flat top pistons in it because the 5.3s came with dish pistons. So I bought the 4.8 liter pistons, so those come with, like I said, flat top pistons. Took the heads off. I have them just finger tight right now. The heads are cleaned up. I'm going to show you something you need to do if you're not planning on completely redoing everything, just kind of freshening up your engine. Something you need to do with your heads, or you don't need to, but it'd be a really good idea. And also give you my impression on the eBay head studs. So far, they seem pretty good. I have ARP studs in the 6 liter. So I can go off of that, tell you the differences in quality and whatnot. But first of all, I'll show you the other head. Okay, so as you can see, all the valves and everything are out. I put new seals in. That's a cheap thing to do when you're rebuilding an engine or tearing it apart, or even just taking the top end apart. I think this set was even like 30 bucks. It probably was even less than that. New seals, super easy. Good idea to do it. But big thing is cleaning all that off. When you pull everything out, pull the engine apart, it's gonna be a whole bunch of carbon buildup, and you gotta get all that off. It's gotta be smooth. I use a wire wheel on the diagram if I can find it. That guy, and use a fine one, not a coarse one, use fine. And here's the valves. I'll get back to that in a minute, don't get sidetracked. So as you got the whole mating surface cleaned up, I got this tiny wire wheel on the Dremel, and you want to clean up where the valves sit. And it doesn't really take much. Watch. I kind of already did these, but if you can see where the valves seat, you want that to be nice and polished. I mean, don't go crazy on it. Don't spend a lot of time in one area. Go around and whatnot, because you don't want to damage the seal. But you want to clean up all the carbon buildup, because I noticed when I was doing the valve seals, I actually had the engine together still. And I have a deal that plugs into screws into the spark plug, and you compress it with air, holds the valves up because you got to take the springs off. Well, a couple of the cylinders, it was leaking through the exhaust valves. So that told me that it's not going to have all the compression that it could. So I ended up taking everything apart and cleaning it, which brings me to the valves. You see some of these have quite a bit, burned on there. This engine has 180-ish thousand miles. I did my best to get them off. On the exhaust valves, the carb buildup was bad. It was all the way up. So get all that off with the wire wheel, and then I actually stuck the valves in the end of my drill gun, and then got some Scotch-Brite right here. You spun it face down. And then you can imagine that's in the drill gun. You kind of hold it like that. You can clean up the edge really good. So that alone is going to bring some life back to this engine. And now with the 4.8 flat top pistons, it's really going to run pretty damn good. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to torque these bolts down. It's kind of cool in here. It's 50, it got up to like 55 today. So if there's ever a time where you're gonna have a problem torquing down head studs, it's when they're cold. So we'll see if they snap. I'm really hoping they don't, because then I gotta buy another set. But just looking at them, first impression is the big ones, I don't know what size they are, seem pretty good. They are broached. They have the Allen head in it. Small ones do not. The ARP studs did. The ARP studs had an Allen on those as well. Not that these are like a big deal to get in. There's a couple of them I had to chase, but so yeah, that's the only thing I could say about those. We're gonna tighten them down. Oh, make sure you clean the deck up really good too, because it won't run very good if you don't. Got the torque pattern saved. I've already done the first pass. Then my socket kind of ran out of room. It was a shallow socket, so I went to the store and bought the deep socket. So we're on the third pass. These say the final torque is 70. So I did the first pass 25, second pass 50, third and final pass will be 70. Alright. We'll do a final pass at 70. This is where, if there's anything wrong with these guys, we'll find out. It does seem like the nuts on the eBay head studs aren't quite as thick as the ARP ones. These are 12 point, mine are 6 point. That plays a little bit into the factor, but these just seem like, for as big as that stud is, then that should be a little bigger, because this is only a 1/2 inch 12 point. So here goes nothing. Alright, seems like they held. We'll go over one more time, make sure they're all even, and it's all good. Okay. So that's 70 foot-pounds. You can see it's a good idea to go back through, because the second and even the third pass I got a little bit more out of a couple of them, so it's good to go over. I went over twice, so I torqued them to 70 3 times. It went over it 3 times just to make sure they're all the same. That way you don't have a leak somewhere or the head's not sitting flat. But so now we'll get the little guys. So one thing I want to point out is you see how the end of that stud doesn't quite stick out. On the ARPs, I mean, it's perfect. It's right on the money. You tighten it down, only a little bit sticks out. These look like they got, quite a bit extra hanging out. Not that big of a deal, but you also look and see that the washers are smaller than what the factory ones were. I don't know if you can see the inside ones, the same thing. You see where the old bolts used to sit, and these ones, like when I had my ARPs put on, and when I put them on my 6 liter, and they were the same size as the factory ones. So I don't know if that will, play a role if these fail or not. I hope they don't fail. I hope they work. These were $90 plus shipping, right on 100. My ARPs were 180, 190, something like that. And those aren't even like the best ones they sell. Those are just, I think those are the normal studs they sell, which are still better than bolts, but I don't know. We'll see once this thing runs if they'll hold. Alright, so I didn't get everything done last night, and the GoPro died, so I'm going to use my phone. So it's going to kind of change how it looks, the appearance wise. But anyway, this is what I was talking about with the deal to compress the cylinders to hold the valves up. I already have the valves in, but I want to show you what I mean by the cylinders are going to have more compression now. Okay, so we got air going in. You probably hear hissing, but that's going through the rings. Before, I could feel air, like a steady stream coming out through the exhaust port, so that's good. And it actually turned the engine over, which you didn't see because there's no balancer on the front. But anyway, so check out how much comes out of the cylinder. So that was all stored in there. That's good. This thing's gonna run pretty damn good. Alrighty. So I have the heads back on, valve covers are on, ports are sealed up so nothing gets in there. Timing covers on. Stepping on the manifolds. But yeah, it's I think as far as the 5.3 goes, I'm done. I don't think there's anything left I have to do. I mean, nothing I can do when it's out of the truck. When it gets in the truck, you know, pull the accessories back on, but I'm gonna wait till it's back in the truck to do that. So I have a short video I recorded while I was at my parents'. I'll add it at the end of this video. It's of the 98 pickup I'm always referring to, so you guys can see what I plan on putting this motor in. So I'm just waiting for the weather to get a little bit nicer, because it's still kind of crappy. It's been raining, and it's been like 55 during the day, but you know, as wet as it is, you don't want to roll around in the dirt or be outside all day pulling an engine. So hopefully the next month or two I'll be able to get the engine pulled out of that truck and then get this in there, and then I can start chipping away at, you know, things like the power steering pump and whatnot, getting everything hooked up to the truck factory. I found a company that makes a harness. I'm gonna probably work with them. They said they can make me a harness for this thing so everything works, and he's already done the swap himself, so he knows what needs to go where. So that's cool. If you know, once I buy that and everything, I'll clue you guys in to where and who and how much. Yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up. I'll see you guys next time. So this is the 98 Chevy I always talk about. You can see it needs a little work. Nothing I'm not afraid of doing though. This isn't broke. I just have it taken apart, so I'm gonna put a radio in it. Because this was my brother's truck, and he wanted the radio out of it for his car he got, so I placed it for him. I know this is pretty ghetto, but it's only dumb if it doesn't work, because it's been sitting, it's been getting some moisture in it. So I bought a whole bunch of rice and stuck it back here. Seems to be working. It had a little bit of moisture inside the windshield, but I just dried it off, but it doesn't feel damp in here anymore, which is good. And a couple of things need to be replaced. Front end components are kind of shot, but I have all the parts to do it. I started taking the engine apart because it does not run. So I'm excited. It'll be fun. I think it'd be cool to have this old truck with a new engine in it. It's got the third door, which is nice. Here's all the crap in the back. I'm gonna have to make a dump run. But I think it'll look good once fiance wants to line that with camo. So I was saying the truck's green, so I think the camo would go good with it. And maybe do the lid on this. And if we're feeling ambitious enough, maybe the headliner too. We'll see. And I'll, you know, tint the windows and whatnot. I'm not gonna spend a whole bunch of money on the truck, but I have the tint, so I could do it myself. And I could sell it and make a little money off of it. I don't need. I like to keep it, but I don't need it. And this is at my parents' house. It's where I used to live. A little bit different scenery.